Adolfo, a dedicated zookeeper and veterinarian, had always held a deep love for animals. His passion for wildlife took a poignant turn when he heard distressing news about a young lion cub, Kiera, who was on the brink of death due to the negligence of a wealthy family that had impulsively acquired her as a pet. They had no idea how to care for such a young predator, leaving Kiera weak and malnourished. Recognizing the urgent need to rescue her, Adolfo sprang into action. He arrived just in time, taking the frail cub away from her irresponsible owners and bringing her to a wildlife nursery, a safe haven where she could receive the care she desperately needed. At that moment, Kiera resembled a large, defenseless kitten, her vibrant spirit trapped in a fragile body. Adolfo was determined to give her the chance to thrive. He decided to name her Kiera after a beloved character from the animated film The Lion King. However, Kiera faced significant health challenges, primarily due to her previous sedentary lifestyle. Her bones were weak from a lack of physical activity, and she struggled to stand, often collapsing when she attempted to move. It was heart-wrenching to witness her suffering, and Adolfo felt a paternal instinct to nurture and heal her. With unwavering commitment, Adolfo sought the necessary permissions and documentation to provide Kiera with specialized care and rehabilitation. He transformed the wildlife nursery into a nurturing environment, focusing on her physical health and emotional well-being. Day by day, he introduced exercises that would strengthen her legs, encouraging her to explore her surroundings and gradually building her confidence. Adolfo became more than just a caretaker. He became Kiera's adoptive father, showering her with affection and attention. Their bond deepened as they spent countless hours together, with Kiera always greeting him with joyous hugs and playful pounces whenever he entered her enclosure. Adolfo dedicated himself to teaching Kiera how to engage in natural behaviors, ensuring she developed the skills necessary for a lion in the wild. As the weeks turned into months, Kiera grew stronger and more vibrant, embodying the spirit of a lioness. She would leap and frolic around her enclosure, her playful demeanor a testament to the loving care she received from Adolfo. However, the day eventually came when Kiera had to leave the nursery and embark on a new chapter of her life, transitioning to a sanctuary where she could live in a more natural environment alongside other lions. Years passed, and both Adolfo and Kiera moved on with their lives, each carrying the memory of their time together. Then, 7 years later, something shocking occurred. Adolfo received a call about a lion causing a stir in a nearby town. As he rushed to the scene, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was about to encounter Kiera once again. When he arrived, he was met with an unexpected sight. The grown lioness, a majestic figure with a familiar gaze, stood before him. In that electrifying moment, their eyes locked, and a rush of memories flooded back. Adolfo's heart raced as he realized that the love and bond they once had never truly faded. Their reunion was not just a remarkable moment. It was a testament to the profound impact they had on each other's lives, woven together by the threads of compassion and care. Adolfo poured his heart into caring for the young lion cub, nurturing her back to health through diligent feeding, play, and constant monitoring of her well-being. Each day, he gradually increased Kiera's physical activity, encouraging her to stand and eventually to run with joy. Under Adolfo's unwavering attention, Kiera transformed from a frail cub into a robust lioness, successfully overcoming the serious health issues that had once threatened her life. As the weeks passed, Kiera's physical transformation was evident. Her playful spirit flourished, and her once weak legs became strong, allowing her to run freely in her enclosure. However, with this growth came a new set of challenges. Adolfo recognized that the conditions within the nursery were unsuitable for a lioness of her size and strength. Kiera's natural hunting instincts began to surface, leading her to stalk the other inhabitants of the nursery. This behavior created tension. Kiera was increasingly becoming a threat not only to the smaller animals around her, but also to the staff who cared for them. The situation demanded immediate attention. Despite the challenges, The bond between Adolfo and Kiera remained unbreakable. She was the only one who could coax a smile from him, greeting him with affectionate hugs that reflected the deep connection they had formed. However, Adolfo found himself at a crossroads, grappling with the reality that he could not keep Kiera in the nursery forever. Returning her to the wild was not an option. She had been raised in captivity and lacked the skills needed to survive. Moreover, no lion pride would accept an outsider her. After much contemplation, Adolfo discovered a potential solution: a wildlife reserve in Brazil specifically designed for large predators. This sanctuary would provide Kiera with the space and companions she needed to thrive in a more natural environment. However, this option came with a heavy price. Adolfo would have to let her go, severing the bond they had built over the years. Despite the heart-wrenching nature of this decision, he knew it was in Kiera's best interest. When the day came for Kiera to transition to her new home, a wave of sadness enveloped both Adolfo and the lioness. As she was loaded into the transport vehicle, Adolfo whispered words of encouragement, hoping she would understand that this change was for her benefit. Upon arriving at the reserve, Kiera initially felt lost and devastated, her heart aching for the familiar presence of Adolfo. Yet, as time passed in her new surroundings, she began to adapt. The reserve provided her with ample opportunities to explore, and soon she discovered a new family of lions. Gradually, Kiera transformed once again, shedding her sadness and emerging as an energetic, beautiful lioness, embodying the spirit of the wild. Although the bond with Adolfo had been altered by distance, the memories of their time together remained etched in her heart. Adolfo, while missing his beloved lioness, found solace in knowing that Kiera was flourishing in a place that allowed her to embrace her true nature. Their journey, though altered, had provided Kiera with the chance to thrive as the majestic lioness she was always meant to be. For years, it felt as though Kiera had completely forgotten her adoptive father, Adolfo. He was left with only warm memories of the young lioness he had raised and nurtured through her most vulnerable stages. Though he longed to visit her at the reserve, countless obstacles stood in his way. Adolfo understood that seeing Kiera too soon after their separation could deepen her sadness as she adjusted to life without him. Additionally, his responsibilities as a caregiver for other wild animals and the need to support his family kept him occupied, yet he never lost hope of reuniting with his beloved companion. After 7 long years filled with the bittersweet nostalgia of their time together, Adolfo finally found himself in a position to visit Brazil. He had saved enough money and carved out time from his busy schedule, but one nagging worry plagued him. Would Kiera recognize him after such a long absence? Would she allow him to approach her without fear or aggression? Upon arriving at the reserve, Adolfo's heart raced as he walked toward Kiera's enclosure. He felt a mix of excitement and trepidation as memories flooded back. Her playful pounces, the way she greeted him with joy, and the moments they in their time together. As he neared the enclosure, Adolfo could see Kiera lounging in the sun, her majestic form radiating strength and grace. But a knot of anxiety formed in his stomach at the thought of what might happen next. The staff at the reserve recognized Adolfo's credentials as an experienced veterinarian and permitted him to enter Kiera's enclosure, but not without warning him of the inherent dangers. "This is your decision," one of the staff members cautioned. "If Kiera doesn't remember you, this could end badly." The reality of their situation hit Adolfo hard. Kiera had been living among other lions, adhering to their rules and customs, and it was impossible to predict how she would react to the unexpected appearance of a familiar figure from her past. As he took a deep breath and stepped through the gate, Adolfo's heart pounded in his chest. He was acutely aware of the risks, but his desire to see Kiera overrode his fears. As he moved closer, he called her name softly, hoping that some fragment of their bond would resonate within her. As he took another cautious step forward, Kiera began to approach him. Slowly, she raised her paw and sniffed the air, her expression shifting from curiosity to recognition. A wave of emotion washed over Adolfo as he held his breath, waiting to see if this moment would lead to a reunion filled with love or caution. Would their connection withstand the test of time? Would Kiera accept him back into her life? The answer loomed uncertainly in the air as they stood together, bridging the gap of the years that had kept them apart. Finally, Adolfo stood before the enclosure, heart pounding as he prepared to reunite with Kiera after so many years apart. With a deep breath, he opened the gate and stepped inside. As he entered, he was met with an intense sight. Kiera was pacing back and forth within her territory, her powerful body radiating energy and anticipation. It was clear she was restless, perhaps sensing that something significant was about to happen. "Kiera," he called softly, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. The moment she heard her name, the lioness's demeanor shifted dramatically. She stopped in her tracks, her ears perked, and without warning, she launched herself at the enclosure door, scratching at it with fervor. The sound was thunder, echoing through the air as she expressed her excitement and impatience. The onlookers, staff members and visitors alike, froze in horror, their eyes wide with disbelief. They misunderstood Kiera's intentions, interpreting her frantic movements as aggression. But Adolfo knew better. He could feel it in his bones that this was not an act of hostility. Instead, it was pure, unfiltered joy. As Kiera suddenly charged toward him, Adolfo braced himself, unsure of what would happen next. In an instant, Kiera was upon him, her massive form knocking him to the ground with surprising ease. Gasps erupted from the spectators as they anticipated the worst. Once on the ground, the lioness immediately enveloped him in a tender embrace, nuzzling her head against him as if trying to confirm that he was really there. Adolfo felt the familiar weight of her body against him, and in that moment, all the years apart melted away. Kiera had transformed from a fierce predator into a small, fluffy kitten in his eyes, filled with sheer joy and excitement at being reunited with her adoptive father. As he hugged Kiera back, a flood of emotions swept over him, relief, joy, and nostalgia all swirled together. It had been 7 long years since he had cared for her, and the bond they had formed seemed unbreakable. Kiera, in her own way, was expressing her gratitude, showing that the love they had was still alive within her heart. Adolfo marveled at how this moment underscored the incredible truth that even the fiercest predators could develop deep loyalty and affection for those who showed them kindness and compassion. As Kiera finally released Adolfo from her enthusiastic embrace, her keen gaze remained fixed on him, scrutinizing every detail of his face. In her large, expressive eyes, he detected a blend of recognition and affection that flooded his heart with warmth. It was a reassuring sign that their bond had withstood the test of time and distance. This reunion was not merely a personal victory for Adolfo. It stood as a powerful testament to the enduring connection that can exist between humans and animals. While the onlooking staff members gaped in astonishment, Adolfo slowly rose to his feet, his heart swelling with pride and love. The atmosphere was electric, charged with emotions that ran deep and wide. He couldn't shake the feeling that their journey together had come full circle. They had weathered the storms of separation and emerged on the other side, their spirits forever intertwined. In that profound moment, Kiera transformed from a magnificent lioness into a symbol of the extraordinary bond between humans and wild creatures. Adolfo felt a surge of gratitude as he recalled the countless hours he had spent caring for her, nurturing her through her weakest moments. The onlookers, once frozen in awe, now watched silently as Kiera, a strong and beautiful lioness, moved gracefully around Adolfo, blending affection with curiosity. She was reconnecting with the memories of her past, establishing a bond that transcended their years apart. Looking into Kiera's eyes, Adolfo saw a reflection of their history and a promise of future experiences, even as he recognized the reality of her independence among other lions. Surrounded by awestruck observers, he understood that their relationship symbolized a universal truth. Even the fiercest predators could possess gentle hearts when nurtured with love. As onlookers grasped the depth of Adolfo and Kiera's bond, a profound sense of reverence filled the air, marking this moment as a celebration of love and resilience that transcended species. Adolfo felt immense pride in his role in Kiera's life, demonstrating the power of compassion and the deep connections with animals. Grateful for their moments, he saw their reunion as the culmination of a journey filled with love and hope, highlighting the remarkable bonds forged between humans and animals that illuminate the path forward through kindness, even amid life's challenges.